Welcome back. It has taken us a while to produce a new video because we were moving into the new house and lots of other stuff going on, but we're back now. So there's the opening for the gate. I got it half painted anyway. I'm not painting the bottom half because that part is going into the posts that are going to get cemented, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I put some lights on top, and now you can see the bearing, the wheel bearing that I put on for the hinge. So there's one there, and then there's one on the base part that's in the ground. Here's the other half of it. So the gate is basically going to get bolted to this bearing and to the bearing on the other part. That part is going to go down through this rebar into the posts on both sides. Don't mind this metal here. This is just to keep the dog contained. It's our temporary gate. So we're embedding this right into the driveway, and then we're going to fix the cement in the driveway and cement over that. I'm going to run wiring through that, or a wire loom through that, so that I can run wiring through it if I decide I want to at a later time. And there's Nika coming to say hi. So that's what I'm up to. And also, while I was waiting for the paint to dry, I started building a new workbench. Here's that workbench. It doesn't look like much right now, but it's a work in progress. I just started it today. It's going to have some cool features, I think, and I will show it to you when it's finished. So I got the workbench most of the way built. It still has a little ways to go for sure, but that's taken a bit of my time. As you can see, there's just plywood on top right now, but I'm going to put 1/8-inch steel plate on it. So then after that, built the bench, build a crib, and now the van is acting stupid. So we are now siphoning the gas out of the van and getting ready to drop the tank because the van is not running correctly. And it seems like it's a fuel pump issue. I've already changed the fuel pump once in this thing, and it worked just fine for about a week. Then it started chugging once in a while, and I'd have to shut the van off and start it again, and then it would run for a while. And now it's just getting worse and worse to the point now where I just lose all power, and I have to take a break and let the van cool down so that it can go. So I don't know exactly what's going on with the fuel pump, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. So after 2 hours of fighting, we finally got the tank out. The hardest part was the fuel line. I couldn't get it disconnected. There's the fuel pump. Now the filter was absolutely black. We've already cleaned it. I should have showed it before we cleaned it, but I was just anxious to clean it. It was completely black and covered in garbage, and I have a feeling that is what was causing our problem. So, because the van would run fine for the first 10 minutes down the road, and then it would start chugging. And so I think all that dirt was in the tank, and the pump was sucking it up to the filter, and then it wasn't able to get any fuel. So hopefully we've solved our problem. Now I got to put it back together, put it back in the van. And as you can see, I have a really neat way of holding the van up. It's all I had was a couple sandbags and some wood, so that's what's holding it up there. Hopefully it stays up there until we get this task completed. I know that is not the safest way to jack it up, but that's what we had, so that's what we're using. Well, there she is, all cleaned up and assembled. My wife did an amazing job cleaning the tank. She cleaned it inside and out, flushed it all out, and it is good as new now. I had to mess around with the fuel pump a little bit, make a gasket for it, make some hold down clamps. Just that's what you have to do here. You have to improvise sometimes. You can't just go out and buy the stuff you need. So anyway, hope it works. We'll see what happens when we get it back in the van. So the van's working. So it was definitely the filter that was plugged up that was causing the problem. So I'm definitely not running out of things to do here. I'm going to now work on making a dolly for this Jeep so that I can move it around. It's just sitting on sandbags right now. It's sitting really low to the ground. I don't know how I'm going to get it up high enough to get the dolly under it, but I'm gonna make the dolly first and worry about that after. And you get to watch us struggle through it. So what I've done so far is I've got a long piece of tubing and I'm just notching it and bending it, and then I'm gonna weld it. And I'm just gonna make a square frame, and then I'm gonna measure it out and make uprights to go up to the body of the Jeep, put wheels on the bottom, and hopefully make it rollable. So moving on to the house, we are working on the roof, trying to extend it. I don't like the way that the workers did the roof. They put it too short. As you can see, the supports are sticking out past the metal roof, and it's too short. So I've got new workers, and they are extending it, as you can see on the left side here, and making it more what I wanted to see. Now we'll move into the house. So, new stuff in here we got going on. We got the Jeep. Still haven't done much with it, but it's safe and sound in the corner there until we get time to work on it. My garage is getting a little better set up now. I've got my workbench sort of done. At least it has a top on it now. I have a 1/4 inch steel plate on it. So getting a little closer there. I have a work area now, and much easier to work on. As you see, we're starting to put some doors on. We'll move into the rest of the house here. Don't mind the mess. So in here we have some PVC piping, which we're going to make into like a eaves trough for the roof to collect rainwater. We've got this wall's perched now. Getting a little closer with the perching. We now have a bedroom door. My daughter's helping me here, so that's why it's a bumpy ride. Our bedroom. What I like about this door is it swings both ways. So, like a kitchen door you see in movies and stuff like that. I made it on a swivel point so that it can go in or it can go out. And that way, no matter where you are, you don't have to pull the door open, you can just push through it. Moving on. Counter is somewhat done, not finished yet. I still have to do quite a bit of work to this, but I have a lot of other things I have on the go, so just one thing at a time. Our well area with our boom pump. Our fence is all done back there. We still have to make a gate for the back. It's a slow process. We have new workers now. The other workers weren't working out too well. They weren't very efficient. There's 6 of them, and the 2 guys I have now are quicker than the 6 of them were.
we got a new critter right here. Say hi.
So a lot of stuff has gone on this week, but let me try to recap. So we have our gate frame in place. I fixed the fuel pump on the van. I got my workbench out from underneath the cement bench that was buried under that I couldn't get it out because this was in the way. I got a dolly made for this so that I could move it out of the way to get the workbench out. So I've just got a dolly that I made with casters on it so we can roll it around. My workbench is somewhat finished. It's good enough to work with. And now I'm building a gate for that front entrance over there. So lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff happening. Stay tuned next week and we will show you a lot more.